Yeah. Face look greasy than the motherfucker. What's going on with y'all, man? Snacks on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. You did. We finna talk about this. We finna talk about this Brandon Aiyuk, man. I'm talking about Brandon Aiyuk, little monkey ass. You know what I'm saying? Snacks on Sports. I'm back with another one. Let's get into it. So, the 49ers star wideout Brandon Aiyuk has requested a trade. You know what I'm saying? So everybody know what's going on, but for those that don't, the backstory is like this. Brandon Aiyuk is on his is entering the final year of his rookie contract, if I'm not mistaken. And he's scheduled to make $14 million this year. And for me and you, that $14 million, we would take that in a motherfucking heartbeat. But for what the market dictates for NFL wide receivers in the NFL, for a player of Brandon Aiyuk's caliber that produced last year, how he produced, you know, he's definitely will be underpaid this year at $14 million. The market for wide receivers has totally been inflated over the past year or two. Not inflated like they don't deserve it, but just from the standpoint of the wide receiver money has ballooned over the past year, in particular with Justin Jefferson signing his new contract, and it's worth like $35 million a year, some shit like that. And so Brandon Aiyuk is seeking a new contract, right? He doesn't want to play on $14 million this year. Which, you know, I don't, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. But my thing is like this. So Brandon Aiyuk is, he's looking for $30 to $35 million a year. And my thing is like this. Bruh, who the fuck you think you is, big dog? See, Brandon Aiyuk is a good receiver. He had a great year last year. You know what I'm saying? And his, you know, I understand, you know, as far as your play dictates what the market says you should get and all that. But my thing is like I said, bro, who the fuck you think you is? Like this nigga, like, bro, like you a cool little receiver and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like you ain't on no caliber of like no Jerry Rice and no shit like that. No Randy Moss or no T.O. or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just not. You feel me? And my thing is like this. Bro, we can win the Super Bowl without you. We can win it without you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm all for. I'm player friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all for players getting their money. Get your motherfucking money, man. I'm all for it. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if you want to, like, you ain't like that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? You not like that. You cool. Deebo Samuel, okay, is the receiver for the 49ers that more embodies the fabric of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like Deebo is the one with Trent Williams at the beginning of the games walking out, hyping up the team with the boombox. You know what I'm saying? I know they want to say, oh, Brandon Aiyuk, he's a more prototypical receiver as far as running routes and all that. Okay, that's cool. But as far as the overall player, I'm taking Deebo all day long. Deebo just, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not trying to, because I fuck with Aiyuk. I'm just saying you ain't like, bro, like to me, I feel like the system more dictates his success. You know what I'm saying? And I know that may sound, you feel me? Because he produced, you know what I mean? But my thing, you know what I mean? I just think I'm like, because this is the thing. This is the thing too. Like the 49ers did offer this man $26 million. They offered you $26 million. Like that's right around the range where you should be, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like if Justin Jefferson is a $30 to $35 million receiver, you know what I'm saying? And he's the best receiver in the league, you know what I mean? If not, you know, one of the top 2 or 3. If that's what they getting, you know, if that's what a top wide receiver is getting, you know what I mean, 30, 35 mil, well, 26 million is right is right on the dot for you, Brandon Aiyuk, because that's right where you should be. Like, you're not a $35 million player, bro. I'm sorry. You're just not. You know what I'm saying? Mick Cracked, what's good, womp wah? Man, imagine Brandon had got the ball like CeeDee Lamb did. He would have ball more. Like this is but see, that's the thing though. It's like the 49ers got, see, this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. Maybe if the 49ers didn't have so many weapons, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe they might be a little bit more willing to pay him what he's asking, because they willing to pay him. They just not willing to pay him $35 million a year. You know what I'm saying? They got an offer on the table, $26 million, bro. Take that. Take that $26 million. What you mean? Like, because the 49ers are saying, listen, we don't feel like you worth $35 million, brother. You know what I'm saying? 30 to $35 million a year. You know what I'm saying? We got Christian McCaffrey. We got Deebo Samuel. Okay? We got Kittles. Okay? It's like, come on, man. Like, it's weapons on this team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the 49ers feel like, and I feel like, bro, like they could still win the Super Bowl without you, Brandon Aiyuk. So all I'm saying is, if I'm Brandon Aiyuk, I come on in with this $26 million. I come on in and take that and going on to the Super Bowl and win it this year. You want to get 30 to $35 million? Okay, well, go make some winning. Go make some Super Bowl. Go make some touchdown catches in the Super Bowl, and then you'll get paid. Go win a Super Bowl. You'll get paid, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But it's one thing to want your money. Okay, you can want your money, but to all, to this and that, and now you want to trade requests and now this and that. Like, bro, there's too many weapons on the team to be like, giving you all the money. And then on top of that, next year, Brock Purdy got to get paid. I mean, Brock Purdy gonna get that bag. Brock Purdy gonna get that bag, you know what I'm saying? $50, $60 million a year, Brock Purdy gonna get that. Yeah. Brock Purdy right now playing on like $800,000. Some crazy shit like that. $1 million. You know what I'm saying? His motherfucking contemporaries are making 25 times the money that he's making. So, Brock Purdy is about to break the bank. Okay? So, you just not that important to the team like that, Brandon Aiyuk. I'm not saying that you're not important. You are important, but you're not as important as you might think you are. We would love to continue to have you. I would love to continue to have you on the team, but hey, if you feel like you all on your high horse and you want to, you know what I mean? Hey, you want to, the difference of, you want, they offering you 26 million, but you want 28, 29, 30 million. Man, I know it's a difference of $3 or $4 million, but I mean, come on, man. Like, bro, you on a team that year in, year out has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Okay. Now, if winning a Super Bowl is not important to you, or if winning it because it may not be that it's not important to him, but sometimes, like some NBA players, some NFL players, everybody is not dying to win like that. It's a job for a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They punch in, punch out, clock in, clock out. So I'm trying to get as much money as I can while I'm playing professional sports, and I understand that. But we're trying to win a Super Bowl, bro. This is San Francisco 49ers. We have a rich history of winning, and yes, I understand we haven't won a Super Bowl since the 94 season. Okay, that's a very long time. Okay, we're going on 30 years. It's been 30 years since we won a Super Bowl. That's a very long time. Okay, we've been back there a few times. They hadn't got the job done, but we trying to win a Super Bowl, big dog. Period. Point blank. We trying to win a Super Bowl. My thing is, I think that Brandon Aiyuk is I was gonna say overrating himself. I won't necessarily say overrating himself because he's a good receiver. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we need team guys, man. We trying to win a Super Bowl, dog. You know what I'm saying? We trying to win a motherfucking Super Bowl. And that's just my take on it, bro. Is that Brandon Aiyuk, you a cool little receiver, but if you want to try to cause a ruckus like that, fuck him. Fuck him. Be gone in, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. The thing is, the team got all to say so because, for one, if you don't show up, you're gonna get penalized. And you got to show up by week 8. Otherwise, you won't get paid this year. You won't get none of that $14 million. You know what I'm saying? If you don't show up by week 8. So you're not getting paid and you're not playing if you don't show up because you're holding out and all that shit. Then next year, okay, they can franchise you. So, like, Brandon Aiyuk has no leverage in this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can more be on his side. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh.
There's some parking over there.
Where at?
Right here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right there at the corner.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parking.
Okay, I'm only gonna be right here for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna go over there and park. But right on, thank you though.
Yeah, and this shit.
I be parking right there all the time too. I don't park over there overnight, but like when I just gotta run in for an hour or two, I always park at the Chevron. I mean, They're not gonna trip. They're not gonna trip.
Handicap sticker?
Huh?
I was on the handicap.
Yeah. Nah. I was gonna say. Only reason why I be scared because I know they got them signs that saying if you park overnight, tow and all that, but they're not gonna tow you though. I don't think they're gonna tow you. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't park there before. They just got the signs there, but I don't think they'd tow you.
This place is full of shit.
No,
And there's several parking spaces.
That be open.
Yeah, and then I parked there. Next morning, my stuff is towed.
I got this car right here. I got it towed.
My
Yeah.
My daughter's best friend got her car towed.
Yeah.
She wasn't even there for 2 hours. But I don't know if it was
Yeah.
parking, but it was on a weekend.
Yeah, I was, and mine was on a Sunday morning. I was high. I had to pay $500 to get it out the tow. But yeah. But I was gonna say I say go with your intuition.
Yep.
Yeah, but nah, man. I forgot where I was at, but Brandon Aiyuk, man. Brandon Aiyuk is a great player. It's just that our team is so stacked that we could survive without him, bro. We just could. I'm sorry. And then we just drafted that rookie, that white boy, Pearsall or whatever. Like, Kyle Shanahan gonna figure it out. It's like, bro, like you gonna get with it, or you gonna get with the program. You gonna play on this $14 million? Oh, that's what I was saying. So Brandon Aiyuk don't have no leverage. You know what I'm saying? Because that $14 million, if he holds out and he doesn't show up, he ain't getting paid at all. So then you miss a whole year of pay, and you're not playing. So you lose out on a year of prime year football. You know what I mean? And then the 49ers can just tag you again next year. They can tag you again. They can just tag you. They can franchise tag you to where you can't go nowhere again. Now you'll get a lump sum of money next year for that franchise tag. It's probably somewhere close to $30 million. But man, that's what I'm gonna say to you. I would more be, like I said, on Brandon Aiyuk's side if the 49ers were trying to lowball him. And I'm sure he feels like they are lowballing him. But when I say that, I'm saying, bro, they offered him $26 million a year. $26 million. Okay? They offered you $26 million. So it ain't like they said, we gonna give you 18. You know what I mean? 18, 19. They said, we got 26 for you, bro. And you ain't gonna take that. You gonna look at that like that's disrespect because Justin Jefferson just broke the bank, dog. You not Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson by himself over there. Now I'm speaking, facetiously. I don't know exactly. I know they had Thielen over there for a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what the rest of the wide receiver core look like over there in Minnesota, where Justin Jefferson played. But Justin Jefferson broke the bank because he you know what I mean? He broke the bank because he the type of receiver that can break some records. You know what I'm saying? That's just who he is. Brandon Aiyuk, you're not I don't see Brandon Aiyuk on that level. He's a notch below that. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like the 49ers would be able to survive. They will be able to survive without Brandon Aiyuk. Okay. So it's on you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? It's on you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like he like that. You know what I'm saying? And the Niners are saying, we not finna sit up here and acquiesce to your requests for the amount you want. You know what I mean? Just because you throwing a hissy fit, big dog. No, you hissy fit. It's all good. Just show up when it's time to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Be professional. Show up. You're still getting paid $14 million. I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on the Brandon Aiyuk thing, man. I'm like, bro, you not like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lifelong Niners fan. Okay. I was a Niner fan before Aiyuk. I'm gonna be a Niner fan after Aiyuk. Straight the fuck up. And so, you know what I mean? I'm player friendly. I'm all for the players getting their money. But this situation right here, I'm siding with the team, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm siding with the team just because of the fact that they offered you something stellar, you rejected it, and you're being selfish, brother. You know what I'm saying? Go on, take that $26 million, which is a raise, which is an upgrade, and go on hit the motherfucking field, man. Go win us a Super Bowl this year, man. Like, straight up. These niggas want to get paid like they already won the fucking Super Bowl and shit. Boy, you ain't won shit. Where your ass was at in the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? So, like my guy Brandon said, imagine Brandon had got the ball like CeeDee Lamb did. He would have balled more. But I'm saying, who else CeeDee Lamb got over there though on the side of him? See, that's what I'm saying. I know who he got Cooks and Dallas got like bro, CeeDee Lamb, okay, earned his spot. They got rid of Amari Cooper for CeeDee Lamb and made CeeDee Lamb the number one. And CeeDee Lamb showed them why they was right in doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically like if the Niners was to get rid of Deebo Samuel, you know what I'm saying, and Brandon Aiyuk ball out, you know what I'm saying, but that hasn't happened on the Niners. There's just too many weapons. Kyle Shanahan feels like, dude, we would love to have you. We want to keep you, but we can damn sure enough survive without you, brother. It's too many weapons. We got too many weapons, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all pros, Pro Bowl players, all across the roster, bro. On every level of the team, there's an all pro. Every level. Meaning, and they can say whatever they want to say about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is, right now, to me, he's a top 5 quarterback. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. His play shows it. Oh, well, look at who he's playing with, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. The most dumbest shit that I've encountered these past few years from sports media is motherfuckers criticizing and discrediting quarterbacks because they have weapons. Because the team did what the fuck they were supposed to do in surrounding that quarterback with weaponry. Like, how do you criticize the quarterback for that? Because he has good players to play along with. That's how it's supposed to be. That shows that you're on a good team. You're on a competent team. Oh, well, if he was on another team, bro, that's cap. It don't matter. He's on a team that he's on, and he's doing well. He's successful. That's all that matters. All this fairy tale shit about, oh, well, what if he was on this team and that team? He went. that don't mean it don't matter about nothing. That's not reality. And on top of that, there's no way to prove, oh, well, if he was on this team, he wouldn't be successful. How you know that? He not on that team. That's just your opinion. They do the same thing with Draymond. Well, if Draymond was drafted somewhere else, then it don't fucking matter. He was drafted where he was drafted to, and it worked out how it worked out. You don't get to change history just because you don't like the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But Brock Purdy, to me, he's top 5 quarterback. Okay, in his first 2 years, he even went to the NFC Championship and to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Last year, he was an MVP candidate in his sophomore year. This is Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick in the draft. Okay, he was an MVP candidate. He was one of the 3 finalists to win the MVP award. Okay, him, Dak Prescott, and Lamar Jackson were the 3 finalists. Okay, Lamar Jackson won it. So just because Brock Purdy didn't win it, he still had the fact that he was a finalist says that he had an MVP caliber type season. He played like an MVP. Okay, so that's not disputable. You can't dispute that. He was an MVP finalist. Okay, so you got Brock Purdy at the quarterback level. Then on the running back level, you got Christian McCaffrey. He's the best running back in the league. Okay. Not to mention our fullback, Juszczyk. He's an all-pro. Then if we go to the receivers, we got all-pros. We got Deebo Samuel. And let's talk about the motherfucker I'm talking about right now, Brandon Aiyuk. Okay? Second team all-pro. George Kittle as well. Okay? Then if you want to go to the offensive line, okay? Trent Williams, another all-pro. Okay? You want to go to the defensive line. Bosa, all-pro, defensive player of the year. If you want to go to the linebacking core, Fred Warner, all-pro. You want to go to the secondary, Ufunga. He got hurt last year, but before that, he was an all-pro. Okay? They're at every level of the team, there's an all-pro. So the team is stacked. So they don't have to overpay for this player or that player, you know what I mean, to keep them, because they were like, and once again, I want to keep saying this, $26 million, that's nothing to sneeze at. That ain't like, oh, they're lowballing. Like I said, I know he feels like they're lowballing him, but in all actuality, $26 million to play receiver in the NFL just 3 years ago would have been you'd have damn near been the top receiver in the league. The top paid receiver in the league and shit. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, Brandon Aiyuk, if that's how you want to act, brother, fuck you. I fuck with you, but fuck you. I'm loyal to the team. I'm loyal to the 49ers. We trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm not loyal to one player that's trying to get their money and all that, like now. The Klay Thompson situation is different. That's a legacy player. That's a player that had contributed to winning 4 championships. So I felt like the team should have done what they needed to do to keep him. Now, I do feel like Klay Thompson did make a mistake at the beginning of last year and not accepting that 2-year deal worth $48 million. He should have took that. Okay? But still, he bet on himself and it didn't fully work out the way he thought it was. You know what I'm saying? But they should have still said, we gonna make it right for you. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson. We know you rejected that first deal, but you know what I mean? We gonna just make it right, whatever. Because Klay Thompson came back and said, all right, I'll accept it, or I'll, you know what I mean? And they was trying to tell that nigga away. So that's a different situation. Klay Thompson had already won. He already got 4 rings. You know what I'm saying? That's a legendary player right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as a fan, I'm like, nah, I don't give a fuck if y'all think he falling off or he ain't the same that he used to be. He already did his job. He brought 4 rings to the area. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a damn if that nigga missed every shot that he took for the rest of his career. He already did his job. 4 rings, 4 championships. Come on, man. Stop playing. With this situation with Brandon Aiyuk, we ain't won shit. Nigga, win some shit, nigga. And then you'll get paid. Otherwise, take this $26 million and shut the fuck up. Take it or leave it, big dog. Take this $26 million and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And so then they're talking about, there were 5 teams that were willing to pay Brandon Aiyuk what he was they were willing to pay him his asking price, 30 to 35 million or whatever, but he's under contract, so it would have to be worked out in a trade. The thing is that the 5 teams that wanted to trade for him, they couldn't work out a deal with the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? The 49ers got all his rights. And so I feel that part of it from Brandon Aiyuk to say, well, damn, it's 5 other teams that's willing to pay me what I'm asking for, and y'all just keeping me here, won't trade me, you know what I'm saying, to go to a team where I can get paid what I feel like I deserve to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just gonna keep me here and ain't gonna, so I kind of feel that aspect of it. You know what I mean? But to me, that's telling me winning is not the most important thing to Brandon Aiyuk. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's good to know. So we know to get your monkey ass the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. Get your money. I'm not knocking a nigga for getting his money and wanting to get his money. But if you win, you're going to get paid. If you win, you're going to get paid, brother. You know what I'm saying? And they were still, they were still willing to pay you even before winning. They just ain't paying you 30. They just ain't gonna give you $30 million. They said, I got 26 for you. I got 26 for you, big dog. And that just is what the fuck it is. Hey, you don't like it? Kick rocks. Kick rocks, my nigga. Yeah. Kick motherfucking rocks. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Brandon Aiyuk and everything that he's done so far to help us, you know what I mean, get to where we at as a year in, year out, perennial Super Bowl contender. But yeah, you're replaceable, big dog. Yeah, you're replaceable like a motherfucker. Motherfucker talking about, if I heard Dan Orlovsky talking about if the 49ers don't start the season with Brandon Aiyuk on the roster or in the lineup, he don't even consider the Niners the best team in their division. So you mean to tell me that one nigga makes that much of a difference? The fuck out of here, bro. You niggas be big capping, bro. Okay? You niggas is capologists. That's what the fuck you are. Shit's getting out of hand, bro. You know what I'm saying? This money that these players is making, I'm not hating on it. Get your money. But I'm just like, come on, man. Y'all niggas is, man. Man, take that little 26 and be happy with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something real quick. My bad. Hotspot on. You know what I'm saying? Take that or leave that, man. Let me try to pull up some Brandon Aiyuk news. Get a few more pointers up out of this while I'm finna get off here in a minute. I don't know. I already made my motherfucking point. Y'all know what the point is. I fuck with Brandon Aiyuk. I want to keep him, but hey, I'm with the team on this. Whatever the team, hey, I'm not tripping either way. If they want to get a nigga 30 million, hey, I'm with them. And that's what they think he. But if they don't want to give him 30 million, I'm with them on that too. I'm talking about the team. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is, big dog. Let's see here. Let's read. Let me see. The New England Patriots is one of the teams that was interested in Brandon Aiyuk. Patriots offer both George Kittle and Brandon Aiyuk are elite. Let me see here. Here's what wrote about Kittle. Here's what Monson wrote about Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk doesn't get the volume of targets that other elite receivers do. That goes to my guy Brandon's point. So that was a good point by you, Brandon. But it's because there are so many mouths to feed. That goes to my point. Brandon said earlier on this live, he said, imagine Brandon had got the ball like CeeDee Lamb did. He would have balled more. Probably so. But would the team have won more or as much? And like I said, furthermore, the reason why he doesn't get as many targets as somebody like a CeeDee Lamb or a Justin Jefferson is because, just like this article says right here, there's so many mouths to feed, i.e., they're stacked. They're stacked. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Aiyuk doesn't get the volume of targets that other elite receivers do, but it's because there are so many mouths to feed in Kyle Shanahan's 49ers offense. Aiyuk is one of the most efficient receivers in football on the targets he does receive. Only Tyreek Hill earned a higher PFF grade among wideouts than Aiyuk last season, and he averaged 3 yards per route run, dropping only 2 of the 101 targets sent his way. Fuck my lighter, y'all. Monsoon's analysis doesn't hold water. Both Kittle and Aiyuk are elite blockers, and both get fewer targets on the 49ers than they would on other teams. They each make the same sacrifice, and yet last season Aiyuk had more catches than Kittle, more yards than Kittle, more yards per catch than Kittle, more yards per route run than Kittle, and more touchdowns than Kittle. He simply was better than Kittle. Now that's a whole different, because we, you know. I mean, Brandon Aiyuk, we're not Brandon Aiyuk, the 10th best receiver in the NFL. Brandon Aiyuk trade request for the options. Let's get into this a little bit. DPG. Let's get into this a little bit, man.
We all know that.
Yeah, man, we on this Brandon Aiyuk.
How we're supposed to wait for our turn.
Shout out all my people for tapping in, man.
From the Niners' perspective, they're taking a hard line with a player they've feared to be immature for a while. From Aiyuk's perspective, they insulted him with an offer that's way below market value. $26 million a year. I mean, number one wide receivers get $30 million a year. If you want to argue that he's not a number one wide receiver, that he's a high-level number two, well, Jalen Waddle just got $28 million a year from Miami. So what did Brandon do to get disrespected like that? I know the average American wouldn't think $26 million a year is disrespect, but in his field, which he doesn't think $26 million a year is an insult to Aiyuk.
No, I don't think $26 million a year is an insult. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. If you want to get ranked amongst the...
This nigga talk about Brandon Aiyuk was slapped in the face, and that was an insult, and this and that, and brother, dude. You didn't want to bring up Jalen Waddle. Well, Jalen Waddle, listen, bro, they don't over there with Miami. They ain't got what we got over here, bro. In San Francisco with the 49ers, they don't. Like, they gotta pay them niggas all that. That's all they got. Is that high-powered offense. Man, listen, and guess what's going to happen every fucking year? They're going to get bounced every fucking year in the first round. Every year. Them niggas ain't finna win shit. The Miami Dolphins, okay? What the 49ers have done was structured their whole team to be a Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl caliber team every year, year in and year out. They're stacked. Up and down the board, and on top of that, they draft. The reason why the 49ers are so good is because they draft well. They draft these players and they develop them. Deebo Samuel was drafted. Brock Purdy was drafted. Bosa was drafted. Ufunga was drafted. Fred Warner was drafted. Okay? Like, yeah, you're going to get some other ancillary players from here and from there, you know, sprinkled in there too. Trent Williams came from somewhere else. Christian McCaffrey came from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But their foundation is they draft well. That means somebody know what the fuck they doing. The scouts are scouting this talent. They're identifying the talent and saying, we want that motherfucker right there. They draft him, they develop him, and those players are turning into what they predicted, what they think that they should turn into. Okay? Not every single player, but for the most part, more than not, they're getting it right. They're getting it right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm glad dude came in right now and started and said that, you know, and said, no, that's not disrespectful, because it ain't.
The best in your field, then you got to be specific about how you want to get there. And that's not here to say that they haven't done it on Brandon's side. But in my opinion, I think there were a lot of different ways to virtue signal towards Brandon Aiyuk being one of the best true receivers in the league, as he called himself, a true X. One thing that you have to realize is that when the rubber meets the road, the production has to meet the money. He's the fourth targeted player on a Super Bowl caliber team. That has to count for something, where half of those numbers got to be the numbers that you produce because you are a great player. But the other half of those numbers, you have to also admit you play with other great players as well, Brandon. That matters. And that counts in the grand scheme of that 1,300 to 1,400 yards that you finally got over after only hitting the 1,000 yards 2 times in your career. It's something that can be looked at as respectable if you were a true X on the team that doesn't have the requisite pieces and talent that we do, but you don't. All right, so that 1,400 a year, you got to look at it with skewed eyes just a little bit because of the fact that he does play in such a curated scheme. So I don't think that the 26 necessarily is something that he was short, that he got shorted with, but I think that there was also other ways to get to it. If he was going to get the $26 million a year, let's start talking about the guaranteed money. We could work on that. That's something that I really thought that's how this deal will get done. They're going to push this deal towards $40 million, possibly mid-40s to $50 million a year. Get Brandon Aiyuk at $26 to $27 million a year, which is only $1 million off the 26 that he feels is so disrespectful. I don't think $1 million would get rid of the disrespect in this scenario, and be able to put Brandon Aiyuk in top 3 guaranteed money a year, but keep his annual average down. And then you kick the can on Debo and see what you can do later. There's many ways to do it while saying, hey, we think you're worth 26. But if you just want 30 a certain way, come on. You got to be able to show me a little bit of diversity. Come on. You got to be more malleable than that. So I don't think 26 was bad, especially if 26 was a starting offer.
I think 26 as a start, if 26 is their final offer, I do think it's insulting. Not like hugely insulting, but I do think a little bit. But if that's their starting point and they end up at 28. See, to me, 28 is fair.
Hold on. How is it insulting, but it's not hugely insulting? It's either insulting or it's not. Now you trying to put an adjective or whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say, on how insulting it is. It's insulting if if 26 million is the final offer. It's not hugely insulting, but that don't even make no fucking sense, bro. It's either insulting or it's not insulting. Like the same thing when they, that's like what they try to do with concussions. Oh, he had a mild concussion. Dog, you either have a concussion or you don't. Ain't no mild concussion, my nigga. You either got your bell rung or you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas just want to argue, man. Even if it was they final offer, bro, they're telling you, like, bro, you're a great receiver for what you do for us, but there's other options, bro. There's many options on this team. So it just is what it is, my nigga. Just like my nigga said, there's value in you being on a team that has other valuable players, other great players. You benefit from that. Okay? The reason why Justin Jefferson got $35 million a year is because there's no other great players alongside of him to bring some of the attention away from him, and he's still doing what the fuck he doing. That's the reason why, bro. And he's done it multiple years. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin Jefferson is I sat and watched him play. I've watched his games. Now, granted, it was one of the games that I watched where they lost, but this nigga was balling out. So, and this is another thing, right? So Brandon Aiyuk has requested a trade, right? So, I mean, you want to go to another team now. Like I said, I'm all for you getting your money. And if the money is more important than actually winning, I understand that. I understand it too. Me personally, I'm not like that. I want to win, okay? Because I feel like winning is going to bring the money anyway. And if I got to take, it's just me. It's easy for me to say I'm sitting here from the perspective of a motherfucker that ain't nowhere near close to being a multi-millionaire, okay? So it's easy for me to say, yeah, I'm not tripping off that little $3-4 million difference, you know what I'm saying, that they can't seem to come together on. If it's me, I got no problem taking that 26 because I'm going to get paid $26 million to be the wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers, and we're going to have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl here for the foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you get traded to somewhere else, okay, go get your money and get your $35 million a year, your $30 to $35 million a year. But I guarantee you this, unless you, even motherfuckers that care more about the money than the winning, man, when they get into a situation that's fucked up and an organization and franchise that's fucked up and they trying to win and there's no real chance of really being a winner, after a while that's gonna take a toll on you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because the truly great players, they can't just survive just off the money anyway. Meaning, not the money literally, but meaning the truly great players, bro, that's not going to satisfy them at the end of the day. Because, okay, you're going to make your money, but then you're going to want to win. You're going to want to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how you become that type of player that is able to get paid these type of contracts. It's because you got something inside of you that wills you to a point of being a great player and being a winner and having a winning mentality. You know what I'm saying? But that's my whole thing on it. Like, basically, the grass ain't always greener on the other side type shit. But like I said, hey, I ain't knocking it. If that's what a nigga want to do, if it's more important for a nigga to get his money rather than to get your money and win, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, okay, if I get traded to the Patriots, which was one of the teams that wanted him, right? If I get traded to the Patriots, which is a bad team, they no longer got Tom Brady, and now they no longer have Bill Belichick. You know, so the Patriots, they're not a good team, bro. They're not going to be good for the foreseeable future until they get them a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But so I get traded to the Patriots. They don't have a quarterback like that. I believe they got Mac Jones or whatever, but come on, man. I'm not saying Mac Jones, he's not trash. I'm not going to call him trash. A lot of people would probably call him trash. I'm not going to call him trash, but he's not, bro. So you're going to be getting paid all of this money. You probably ain't going to be putting up the same numbers because your quarterback ain't going to be as good. You know, you're not going to be winning. That shit is going to affect everything, bro. So it's just I would rather instead of getting $33 million and playing for the New England Patriots, not winning, getting balls thrown to me from a quarterback that's not very good, which is going to end up at some point. It may be cool at first to get them checks, but after a while, after you continuously getting them checks, you know, that's probably going to make me miserable. You know what I'm saying? So do I want to get $33 million and play for a bad team and kind of like get forgotten somewhat? Because that's all that's going to happen. Or would I rather get $26 million and be super relevant and have the opportunity to win a Super Bowl? I'm gonna take the $26 million. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I'm gonna take the $26 million and play for the Super Bowl contender versus take the $33 million and play for a bad team. But if motherfucker want to take the $33 million, take $33 million. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's with 26 million a year, you're still rich. You're still making a lot of money. And if you win a Super Bowl, now you a legend. You know what I'm saying? So now you got stature and legacy, along with the riches. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
They should probably compromise right there, because if Jalen Waddle is worth $28 million a year, then I think Brandon Aiyuk is too. You could argue, is Jalen Waddle better than Brandon Aiyuk? I don't think so. They're probably in the same tier. So that seems fair. And so what the Niners are essentially saying is, are they saying like, no, you're worth 26, or we don't want to pay you what you're worth? Because either way, it feels like a little bit of a slap in the face. Like, you're not in this tier. I'd rather have Jalen Waddle. Like, I don't really think that's fair. So it's one thing to be honest and be like, look, Brandon, you are worth $28 million a year. We just don't have to pay you that, and we're not going to. So if that's their stance, like, why are they treating him that way and not anyone else? They take care of all their players, right? Christian had a problem. They took care of him. But Brandon is like, sorry, man, like, we're going to just pay you less than we have.
See, you're answering your own question. Like, this is my whole point. Like you're answering your whole question. Why, for one, he using why is he getting treated like this? Getting treated like what? They offered him $26 million. He is under contract this year for only 14. And so they're offering him a yearly average salary of $12 million more than that a year. So how are they treating him like that? And then you mentioned Christian McCaffrey. They're telling you what it is. They're telling you, yeah, we took care of Christian McCaffrey. Why? Because he's more important to the team in regards to winning than you, Brandon Aiyuk. The team is telling you what it is. But the team is also looking at it and saying, and now if I'm not mistaken, they offer Brandon Aiyuk $26 million a year. And if I'm not mistaken, that would be more, even though the 49ers just restructured Christian McCaffrey's contract to give him more money, okay? $26 million a year on an average per year salary is more than what Christian McCaffrey makes because of the position that he plays. Running backs, the wide receiver position is looked at to be more valuable at this time. Not that the running back position isn't valuable, but they look at the wide receiver position to be more valuable. Okay, so that's why they get paid more money, because of the type of league that it is. It's a passing league. It's offense. It's up and down. It's up and down the field. You know what I'm saying? It's big plays. So, quarterbacks and receivers, you know what I'm saying? They get that bread. And that's also the reason why offensive linemen and defensive linemen get that bread too. Because on the defensive line, their job is to get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And if you got one that's the best at what he does, or one of the best at what he does, on the flip side of the quarterback being the position, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you got a defensive lineman that can get to the quarterback, well, that disrupts everything that the opposition is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that position is valuable. You know what I mean? And offensive linemen as well, because they have to block the quarterback and protect the quarterback and keep the quarterback upright. So, but at the same time, my point is that $26 million a year, which is what the 49ers offered Brandon Aiyuk, would be more than what Christian McCaffrey is making. And Christian McCaffrey's situation is looked at as having gotten taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, that's crazy. Like, you will be like, Christian McCaffrey is more important to the team than Brandon Aiyuk, but the two positions that they play dictate who gets paid more. You know what I'm saying? And because Brandon Aiyuk plays wide receiver, then he gets paid more. You know what I'm saying? Because of how that position is looked at right now and how valuable that position is. You see what I'm saying? So, but still, even with that being the case, Christian McCaffrey is the highest paid running back, you know what I'm saying, in the league. And so that's the reason why it's looked at like that. And so, yeah, Christian McCaffrey is a part of what makes the team, like, it would be more of a loss to lose him than to lose Brandon Aiyuk. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Even though the first Super Bowl that we went to in 2019, he wasn't on that team. So under this regime, Kyle Shanahan has shown that he can win with different iterations of the team. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's shown he can do it with different quarterbacks, because he's done it with Jimmy G, and he's done it with Brock Purdy, and he's shown that he can do it with different lineups. You know what I'm saying? The first Super Bowl, Christian McCaffrey wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know if I think Brandon Aiyuk was there that first Super Bowl too. He might have been if he was like either a rookie or a second year player. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, man, you know, he's, this guy, Grant Cohn, is, wording it and framing it like the Niners are treating Aiyuk a certain way or disrespecting him and insulting him and all that by offering him $26 million a year. But that would be more than a player that would be more money than a player that is probably widely regarded as the most important offensive player on the team, maybe the most important player on the team in general. Me myself, I think Brock Purdy is the most important player, just because of the position that he plays. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. He's answering his own question. Grant Cohn. They're letting you know. He's asking, why do they, when Christian McCaffrey asked for more money, they gave it to him. When such and such asked for more money, they gave it to him. But so why, Brandon Aiyuk? So they're telling you, you know what I'm saying? Those people got taken care of because that's how important that they are to the team. They're more important than you, Brandon Aiyuk. That's just what it is. You know, it's not just Brandon Aiyuk, the fullback, our fullback, Brandon Juszczyk. They asked him to take a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? And he did it. Because you know what? He realized that although I'm probably the best fullback in the league, to say that in 2024, that's a great thing. But it isn't the same level of like saying it 15 to 20 years ago, because a lot of teams don't even use fullbacks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every team will, you know, use it at some point throughout the year. But the 49ers use the fullback position in its most prototypical form, probably more than any other team in the league. You know what I'm saying? So there, you know, he's the best fullback in the league, but how many true fullbacks are there really in the league? Like 20, 30 years ago, every team, you know, man, you know what I mean? You had William Floyd, you had Daryl Johnston, you know what I'm saying? You had you had fullbacks, bro. Fullbacks used to be another position that you couldn't just, it wasn't just a throwaway position. Like, you know what I mean? You had to have a dope fullback, you know what I'm saying? But that's one thing about it. And for two, it's just like Brandon Juszczyk. He's an all-pro. He's one of the best at what he does, if not the best at what he does. But the position that he plays, if they're looking for places to cut money, it's like, we gonna need you to take a little bit of, I know we signed you to, we're gonna need you to take a little pay cut, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little bit of that back. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to allocate this money around, you know what I mean? And if he says no, guess what? The position that he plays, he's a top player, but it's replaceable. Because what he does isn't, it's dope in what they do, just to be another part of the Kyle Shanahan offense and this and that, but they will be able to survive without that. You know what I'm saying? They just would be, you know. I'm not saying that it wouldn't make them like a little bit worse or something like that. I'm just saying you would be able to survive that. You will find other ways to, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? You could survive. You could get another fullback, another young fullback, and you know what I mean? And just teach him how he need to play within the offense. You know what I mean? And what he need to do. And he gonna learn it, and he gonna do it. If he don't do it, he gonna be up out of there. They gonna find somebody else to do it. But it's that position is not gonna affect the outcome of the season that greatly. So Kyle Juszczyk really had no chance but to just no choice but to, I mean, he had a choice, but he really, you know, he looking at it like, man, I don't want to go nowhere else. I want to be on this team because I want to be a part of finishing the deal and getting the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And so, all right. And yeah, he said he was pissed about it. You know what I mean? But he's gotten over it. And you know what I mean? He's being there for the team. Because it is kind of like one of them things where, like, what's your alternative hold your pride and be like, okay, you can send me to another team. Like the contracts ain't fully guaranteed like that anyway. So they just cut him. You know what I'm saying? And they probably already would have paid him all of his guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You see they didn't go to Kittle, ask him to take less. You see they didn't go to Debo, ask him to take less. You see they didn't go to Bosa, ask him to take less. They didn't go to Fred Warner, ask him to take less. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they know those are players that we need to be as good as we are. And if we ask them to take money, if we ask them to give money back, they're gonna be like, fuck you, get me up out of here. And they're going to go to another team and help another team win a championship. You know what I'm saying? And the Niners don't want that. But the fullback position is just a position that, like I said, even though Kyle Juszczyk is the best in the league at what he does, it's just not a position that is it's important still in the way that the Niners use it, in the way and what Kyle Shanahan does. It's extremely important. So I'm not trying to say that it's not. I'm just saying that they could survive. They could find ways to survive without Kyle Juszczyk if he didn't want to take a little bit of a I don't know what that was about, but yeah, though, man.
Because we can, and sorry, tough. I would feel insulted. Like I'm not in the Cabo clique to begin with, and now I have to you're taxing me. Why? It's not fair. But maybe no one cares. I feel like I can sort of empathize with him on that one.
Well, let's look at it this way. Jalen Waddle,
I would feel insulted in his position for sure.
Definitely. And I understand where you're coming from, Iggy.
Yeah.
But Jalen Waddle's contract is 3 years, 84.7, 28.2 a year with the 18.8 signing bonus, 35.9 guaranteed at signing. All right, cool. But the way that bears out is sometimes we kind of look at this stuff and we say $28 million a year. Like, man, yeah, that's what the numbers say of the average, though. But the real base salary is his first year, he's only making $1 million this year. The next year after that, he's making 16.5. 2026, he's making 16.6. And 2027, finally, when he gets out of the end of that deal, he's making 23.9. He never hits $28 million a year. It's the average over. He never hits that. So that's what I'm saying. His cap hit is 27.7 in 2027, and his cap hit is 31.1 in 2028. But he doesn't even get the closest he gets to $28 million a year over that money is 2028.
Well, I mean, we're talking about that's including the signing bonus. Like his cap number in 2027 will be 33, and in 2028 it'll be 37, which the signing bonus is part of that.
Sure.
Yeah. But also with Waddle, like there's zero guaranteed money in his deal after 2025. None. So it's this big $20 million a year. It's essentially like a 1-year extension with team options.
Come on. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like you can't even.
So Jalen Waddle has no guaranteed money after 2025. So once 2026 starts, if he's on the team, he's already been paid all of his guaranteed money. They can cut him at any time. I'm telling you right now, it's 2024. Okay? So we're getting ready to go into the 2024 season. So he's got this year and next year. I'm telling you right now, they're going to cut him. Okay? Because he's usually how this thing goes is he's already giving you probably his best years. I know he's young, okay? But He's like mid-20s or something like that. Man, listen. By the end of next year, 2025, I believe he's gonna be like what, 27, 28 or something like that. I may be wrong. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So everything I'm saying, fuck it. If he's hella young right now, you know what I'm saying? But I think he's in like his mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? I may be wrong. I don't know. But I'm just saying, bro, I just feel like because he's already shown that he gets hurt some. He's already shown that. Okay. And so he's got this year, he's got some guaranteed money. Next year, he's got some guaranteed money. After that, he may play another year for them, and then after that, they're going to cut him, bro. They ain't finna pay him all that money like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm predicting that he ain't going to be playing on that level like that. You know what I'm saying? I think his best years is like these last 2, maybe 3 years, and then he's probably going to have another 1 to 2 years. So it's going to be like 3, 4, maybe 5 years, but that's all happening right now. Like he already had 3 of those years. He probably got like another 2 great years. And then after that, he's going to be hurt all the time, this and that. And they're going to cut him. So all this 2028, he going 30 million and all that. Man, he ain't going to see that. He ain't going to see that. The only way he going to see that is he need to be on some Tyreek Hill shit for like the next 3, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like how, like, every year Tyreek Hill is just getting better and better and better and better every fucking year. You know what I'm saying? Like this, at first, like, at the beginning of his career, it was kind of like he was looked at like he was just like a track nigga. You know what I'm saying? That was just hella fast and it was kind of gimmicky, and, you know, usually those type of niggas come and go. He was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? He's so fast that like you just can't fuck with him, bro. Like, that shit is ridiculous. He is fast, nigga. That nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some crazy ass shit. So that's the type of shit Jalen Waddle will have to be on. And I predict he's not going to do that. I predict he's going to be injury prone. He's going to be hurt. He's going to continue to be hurt. You know what I mean? Or like he's going to be in and out the lineup type shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's going to be banged up and nicked up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Missing a game or 2 here, come back for a game or 2. You know what I mean? And maybe he may give you one year where he play, 8 or 9 games in a row, then he gonna get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of them situations. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them situations. You feel me? But yeah, man. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know. I'm just so he not even gonna get all that. So how that relates to Brandon Aiyuk is that stop looking at what Jalen Waddle got. And all, like, well, I mean, I understand you got to look at what other receivers are getting, because that's how you see what the market is. So not from that perspective, but just on some, like, When you look at the details of these contracts before you, for one, I don't even give a fuck, man. I'm not deep into the contracts and all that shit like that. It's not my money. It ain't coming to me, and I'm not paying nobody nothing. So I really don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, if you do look at what's the details of these contracts and what's really going on, you know what I'm saying, then you'll see that these teams, it's a lot of fugaziness going on in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And the guaranteed money be dope, but it only be dope while you still getting paid it. Once all the guaranteed money been paid, it ain't so dope no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they can cut your monkey ass at any time. So, yeah, man. It's just one of those things. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much it.
You know, from that,
but I think this is a bad deal. I think this is hollow. Right?
it's a bad deal for Waddle, right?
Yeah.
So what about what they're offering Aiyuk?
I think that the Aiyuk's deal is adequate with where he's at, though. They don't have as many guys over at Miami as we do. And Waddle is actually used as the number 2 guy.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. Aiyuk, what the 49ers are offering Aiyuk is just like he said. It's adequate for what the situation is because of all of the weapons that we have. Because the bottom line is this: everybody can't be like everybody can't be a max player. You can't pay everybody like a max player. I know in the NFL that's not the wording for it, but I'm using that wording, you know what I'm saying, because that's basically what's going on. They got all of these top players, these all-pro players, and they all want to get the max for what they do for their position. Okay? So it's just one of those things where everybody can't get paid the max. Somebody gonna get left out because you can't pay everybody. And the team is going to determine who gets left out because they're going to determine what's most important, who's most important to the team and to winning. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, Brandon Aiyuk is a player that, for what the team does, he's replaceable. Debo is a wide receiver, but he's a unique player. He's a special kind of player. Like I'm not even trying to say it like in a gloating way. Yeah, I'm saying it like he's a special player, but I'm saying specialty. Like he's so dynamic for what he does for the team in catching and running. You know what I'm saying? And so, electrifying. And when he get that ball, the things that he can do, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a it's like you see it when Debo go off, the team is like they almost unbeatable, bro. You know what I'm saying? So and Kyle Shanahan knows that. The front office knows that. John Lynch knows that. The team, everybody knows that. Okay? Christian McCaffrey. He's another one that he's the best running back in the league. And when he on his shit, which is all the time, okay, the team is almost unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? what Aiyuk does is pretty much prototypical for a receiver, and that's good. That's great. But I'm saying you can replace that, bro. He's talented and he's good and he's great for the Niners. But you can replace that because there's a lot of receivers that do what he do. You can just replace that. Debo is not replaceable. He's replaceable from the perspective of, yeah, every player is replaceable. You know what I'm saying? If you got to move on from a player, you got to move on from a player. So I'm saying in the technical, literal sense, yes, Debo is replaceable because any player is replaceable. But what he does, and his style of play and what he brings to the team is not replaceable, bro. Like you can't just find that somewhere else. Yeah, there's going to be other players that come along that have the same effect for their respective teams, but you can't always just point that out. Sometimes, in drafting a player like Debo Samuel, you see something there. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you wouldn't have drafted him. But you may not know that what is really. You may have visions of what it can translate to in the NFL, but you know what I'm saying? You don't 100% know for sure. You know what I'm saying? So you can't fuck am I trying to say? I forgot what the fuck I was saying. But nah, I was just talking about the irreplaceability of Debo and the irreplaceability of a player like Debo because of his style of play, and the replaceability of Brandon Aiyuk because of his. You know what I'm saying? Which is Brandon Aiyuk is big, strong, talented, fast to a certain extent, runs great routes. You know, he's a great receiver, but it's just his style is one of the types of receivers that, you see those type of receivers. Debo is just something else. And so then you go to, like I said, you go to McCaffrey. McCaffrey at the same time. You know, he's it's kind of hard to say. Once again, he's replaceable, but he's so good, you know what I mean, that like he's an MVP caliber player. So he's so good that, like I said, once again, when I say McCaffrey is replaceable, I'm saying because once again, he's just a player, so everybody's replaceable. But obviously, it's the production that McCaffrey gives you. You know what I mean? The numbers and all that. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's so good is that like you gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? Kittle, because he's the only tight end, not the only tight end, but because he's so good at what he does and what, and he's all about the team, and you know what I mean? Like, he's a good receiving tight end and a good blocking tight end. As a matter of fact, great. You know what I mean? Sometimes he should get targeted more, I believe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. It's just that it sucks that that's what it is. Sometimes it just works out that way, but Brandon Aiyuk, his style of play is just more replaceable than everybody else on that offense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and let me not forget about Jawan Jennings. You know what I'm saying? He's like the what, third or fourth receiver on the depth chart. But Jawan Jennings is Mr. Third Down. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Third and Long converter. You did. He went ahead and just signed his little deal. He said, hey, give me 14, 15 million a year. I know what my role is. I love my team. I love you. That's the type of motherfuckers that niggas need, man. You know what I'm saying? They understand they got to pay Brandon Aiyuk, but we got 26 for you, bro. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. Snacks on Sports, man. I'm gone. I just wanted to address that, talk about that. You know what I mean? And say my little piece about the Brandon Aiyuk situation. Football on the way back. You know what I'm saying? So you finna get heavy into this football. You know what I'm talking about? I got to do something. I ain't did nothing about I ain't talked about USA basketball. You know what I mean? I want to keep. I got a few more pointers, not pointers. I got a few more. You know what I mean? Opinions and thoughts. You know what I mean, on the whole Bronny James situation and all that. So more Snacks on Sports to come. I got some Caitlin Clark shit I wanted to talk about. So, you know, like I said, NFL on the way back. So we in full effect. Snacks on Sports, man. I'll be back with another one. I'm gone.